Welcome back, you beautiful people. It is February 2026. So, naturally, we're taking a look back at what happened in January and where we sit month to date, year to date, both the same number. As always, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this with someone who you think might be interested in this type of information. We're going to take a look first at the detached properties to have a look at what we're seeing. The total number of sales sitting at 276, a decrease of 13.8% from January 2025, a decrease in average sale price of 3.6%. We have more inventory, so 1,177 properties for you to look at if you're looking for a detached home than the same period last year, SPLY. We're looking at a balanced market, 4.3 months of inventory. Anything between 4 and 6 is balanced. Anything less than 4 is a seller's market. Anything more than 6 is a buyer's market. Year to date, of course, all of the numbers are exactly the same, so no point dwelling there. Now, the values did drop month over month in January from December after rising $16,000 in 2025. So, a very marginal increase considering we're hovering around the 800K price point for a detached home in Ottawa. It seems like we found a new equilibrium in the marketplace. So, if you're thinking about selling, waiting is not going to help you sell for more. And, the prices aren't going to fall off a cliff. So, waiting is not going to be a good thing if you're buying or selling. If you have to move, might as well do it, essentially, is the way to look at it. And we have seen a number of listings drop off. That's typical seasonality. People take their houses off over the wintertime and put them back on, getting ready for the spring market. So if you do want to beat that rush and you have a house that's a little bit unique, a little bit different, and you want less competition, it might be smart to put it on sooner rather than later. Now, if we get down to talking about the semi-detached, the townhouses, here, the total number of sales 215, an increase of 6.4%. Average price down by 3.3% from January 2025. We've got 67% more supply than we had last year in 2026 at a total of 708. And we are still in a seller's market for townhouses and semi detached homes. Of course, the year to date numbers are exactly the same. And then in the notes section, we can see here the average price was down another $12,000 month after falling $39,000 in 2025. The problem here is that the condo townhouses were added. So when we're comparing year over year, it's going to be hard all year to really see what we're looking at. The single family houses rose slightly in value, but that might be simply as a fact of they're comparing back against this, if that makes sense. If it doesn't make sense, reach out. I'm happy to explain it all to you. And then if we look at the apartments, you can see in the month of January, total number of sales down by 15.2%. But again, at 95 sales, 15 transactions one way or the other has that kind of impact here. Average price down at 388 versus 2025. That's a decrease of 12.1%. And you can see we only have a few more listings in this range than we had in 2025. But again, I think this might have something to do with the fact that the condo townhouses are not being accounted for in here and are being accounted for in the other segment. So something to note, something to watch as we move forward. We are definitely in a buyer's market when it comes to condominium apartments at 6.8 months of inventory. Of course, the year-to-date numbers are exactly the same as the month-to-date numbers, so we won't look at those. And then again, we dropped another $13,000 month over month. After dropping $22,000 in all of 2025, we're definitely in a buyer's market here. There's great caution if you're selling, so make sure that you price correctly, or else you will just sit and not sell. And if you're buying, there's a great opportunity for you to negotiate and really get yourself a good deal here before an inevitable rebound, which typically happens every 7 years or so in real estate. As always, if you're interested in knowing how all of this affects you, whether you're selling, whether you're buying, whether you're thinking about investing, please feel free to reach out. The team and I are always happy to help. The phone number, as always, 1-888-REAL585. And until next time, keep it real, collective.